Hi, and welcome to Book Talk. I'm Mrs. Simonis, your librarian, and I have four books that I'd like to talk to you about today. The first one, if you haven't read it already, is called Jacoby by William Ritter. And so if you are a fan of Doctor Who or Sherlock Holmes, this is the cross between the two. R.F. Jacoby is an investigator. And this story is taking place in 1892 in New Fiddleham, New England. And he is an investigator of supernatural things. And he sees supernatural beings that no one else can see. And so you've got this part of the story going on. Ship arrives in New Fiddleham carrying Abigail Rook from England. Back then, single women traveling alone, what were they, what professions did they have to support themselves? She's looking for a job. And she does meet Jacoby without knowing it, but she finds a notice in the post office and looking for an assistant for this investigator. So she goes and interviews for the job and gets it. And she does not see what Jacoby sees, but she gets involved in trying to solve a serial killer is on the loose. And so you've got this supernatural thing going on. You're trying to solve this mystery, and believe me, you won't be able to put the book down. Do they catch the person in the end? Do they survive? I mean, you got all this. It's a good book. So book 2 of this series just arrived in the library this week. So hopefully it's not checked out yet and I can still nab it. So try Jacoby. The next one, don't let this put you off. The series is called Fairy Tale Reform School, and this book is called Flunked. Now, there's been a trend the last few years where authors are putting their own twist on fairy tales. And so don't let this stop you from reading it because it's a wonderful story. Main character is Gilly. She lives in a big shoe with all her siblings. Her dad is a shoemaker. Anyway, she is an awesome thief, pickpocket, never getting caught. And, well, unfortunately, one day she does get caught and she's sent to reform school. Who are the teachers? Former evil villains, like the Big Bad Wolf and the stepmother of Snow White, etc. Got the picture? Anyway, she meets a couple other inmates here, and she's getting involved in something big there. And there's a battle brewing between good and evil. And we're just not talking evil, we're talking old evil. And so I just found it's just a really interesting twist, and it's engaging, and I love Gilly. I love her spunkiness. And so if you're interested in something like that, it's a quick read. Let me know. It is a series out of England, and this was the one I got. It's actually book 2, but you can read them out of sync. So anyway, Flunked by Jen Kalanita. Give it a try. It's a fun read, and I love Gilly. The next one is Mosquitoland by David Arnold. Takes place present day. The main character is Mim, and Mim stands for Mary Iris Malone. Her parents have recently divorced. Dad remarried, and so she's now living with Dad and her new stepmother down in Mississippi. Home is Cleveland, Ohio, where her mom is. She finds out that Mom is sick, and she needs to get back to Ohio. And so her stepmother hides a coffee can with cash in it. Mim takes it. It's got about $800 in it. She buys a ticket on a Greyhound and takes off. This is a wonderful journey of self-discovery. She meets some interesting and wonderful people like Arlene and Beck and Wyatt. And she also meets some really evil people like Creepy Poncho Man. You got to read the story to find out. Throughout the story also, she's writing a journal to someone named Iz, and I'm not going to give away who Iz is. So anyway, if you want to find out what happens, you need to read Mosquitoland. Mosquitoland, the title, Mosquitoes Down in Mississippi. So anyway, take a look. This is his first novel, and boy, if he keeps writing like this, it's going to be phenomenal. So try and, if you can, get a copy of Mosquitoland. The last one is called The Crossover by Kwame Alexander. If you haven't read this, it is awesome. I just finished it. Main characters are Josh and Jordan Bell. They are phenomenal basketball players. Dad is a former professional basketball player. Mom is the assistant principal at their school. Anyway, these twins, they're identical twins, and they are very close. Well, then one day Jordan meets a girl, and then he has this girlfriend, and so now that's kind of changed their relationship. Plus, there's been some other things happening. Dad's got some kind of a health issue going on, and I'm not going to give it away, but you know, I like Dad. He's really kind of a happy-go-lucky guy. So anyway, it's about family. It's about relationships with your siblings and your parents, and having this talent that can take you on maybe scholarships to college and things like that. But also the most important thing about this story is that it's written in verse. Other stories that you may have read, like Out of the Dust by Karen Hesse or Brown Girl Dreaming by Jacqueline Woodson, were written in verse also. And it's phenomenal, the power of hearing Josh's voice come through these words. And it's not hard to read. Actually, I zipped through it pretty quick. But it's written in verse, which is very different. So I am hoping that Kwame Alexander keeps on writing, because this is a powerful book. It also received the Newbery Award for this year. So right then and there tells you it's an awesome story. So these 4 picks are what I think are phenomenal, and maybe you should try a read. And so I'll see you next time on Book Talk. Happy reading.